Good afternoon. Welcome to the Medical College of Wisconsin School of Pharmacy White Coat Ceremony. My name is Dr. Abir Al-Alfi, Professor of Pharmacology and Assistant Dean of Student Affairs. I have the pleasure today of serving as your Masters of Ceremony. I apologize in advance. I have laryngitis, so I'll try my best so you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay. We welcome our student pharmacists and members of the faculty here in the Bolger Auditorium. We welcome friends and family who came here to join us at the Medical College of Wisconsin. We also welcome family and friends who are joining us remotely for this important event. We are delighted to bring our student pharmacists, their families and friends at the School of Pharmacy together to celebrate the conclusion of their first academic session and their official entry into the pharmacy professional training. Believe it or not, you guys survived biochemistry, genetics, pharmaceutics, EP seminar, patient care lab, and your first law class, all in just 3 months. So congratulations, class of 2027. We are proud of your dedication to the field of pharmacy and best wishes on your remarkable journey ahead. I'm excited to welcome several guest speakers to our ceremony today, including Dr. John Muchka, Dr. Eric Everton, and Christina Choi. We look forward to hearing from each of them today. Additionally, I would like to thank our colleagues at Fredert Health, Children's Wisconsin, and the Clement J. Zablocki VA Medical Center, as well as members of healthcare community that are in attendance from our partners across Southeast Wisconsin, including pharmacy preceptors, corporate partners, and academic partners. Special thanks to Walgreens for sponsoring the reception following the ceremony. Thank you all for your continuous support. I would also like to take a moment to thank the members of the amazing administrative staff at the School of Pharmacy, especially the Office of Student Affairs team. Kendra and Nikki, thank you so much for putting this together. Melissa, thank you for your continuous coverage and outreach. And now I would like to introduce Dean George McKinnon, founding Dean of the MCW School of Pharmacy. Dean McKinnon.
Again, thank you, Dr. Alfie, and persevering in this time of challenge with your voice. It's interesting. On Monday, I lectured in the auditorium opposite her, and I could hear her quite well. Not sure about seeing her, but I did hear her. So again, thank you to our entire family here, again, led by Dr. Alfie. They planned an incredible ceremony here today for everyone. To those attending in person today, good afternoon and welcome to the Milwaukee campus of the Medical College of Wisconsin. For those who may not be aware, we have campuses in Green Bay and Wausau as well here in the state of Wisconsin. But we're delighted that you were celebrating with us the MCW School of Pharmacy White Coat Ceremony today for the class of 2027. And for those viewing this virtually, which some of you may be, thank you for your participation as well. And again, we are delighted to have a number of individuals here today that will provide remarks as alluded to. But before we begin, I do want to recognize some special guests joining us for today's ceremony. Margaret Hagginson and Jan Lennon from Friends of MCW. They've been tremendous supporters from day one. In the form of scholarship and travel awards for our students to go to places throughout the state, but also recognize them for their service, contributions, and their years with us. So again, those monies are greatly appreciated. Likewise, as called out, Rocky Ladine from Walgreens is our corporate sponsor for our celebration after, and he's been also very much a supporter of our program as well. Thank you, Rocky. And now I turn to those seated in front of me today to the left, our students. And today represents the culmination of years of hard work, sacrifices, and yes, enthusiasm for all of you in pursuit of the Doctor of Pharmacy or PharmD degree today here. As exemplified as Dr. Alfie mentioned, you've already completed one session. I will remind some individuals, many times health professions programs have their white coat ceremony at the very beginning of introduction to the profession. we like to have it as a celebration that our students have endured and continued to persevere through one session with us. Also, it serves a very practical purpose you'll hear about in a second come this Friday. So today, when you put on your white coats, remember that this garment is emblematic of being a healthcare provider. And yes, you are indeed a healthcare provider, albeit in training, as you heard from me in class this Monday. You are embarking upon a career as a healthcare provider that continues to evolve, providing advancements in care that we could not have imagined just a few years ago. In fact, few would have imagined a pandemic engulfing the globe here in the United States as well, where I would say, to use a baseball analogy, which is probably appropriate, and sorry for our Brewer fans here, the pharmacy profession has responded with a home run by conducting diagnostic screenings, the administration of COVID vaccinations, and treatments for COVID during this time period. Federally, our profession, in fact, today has a bill in front of Congress requesting continued coverage of these vital services for Medicare beneficiaries to ensure our nation's seniors continue to receive access to vital pharmacist-provided patient care services, such as immunizations and point-of-care testing, by passing the Equitable Community Access to Pharmacy Services Act, or ECAPS. Likewise, ensuring that you are ready with the skills for this coming flu season. Many of you just participated this morning in a refresher to the training that you received this late September on flu administration. All first-year student pharmacists will in fact participate in the flu clinic that we have tomorrow, knowing that many of you will in fact begin immunizing the next days you begin your first rotations on Friday. So yes, an accelerated PharmD program that we have here, we maximize every opportunity for our students. Yet this level of engagement by your profession is a prelude of things to come. Your future will certainly include new emerging areas like gene therapy, point-of-care testing, pharmacogenomics, artificial intelligence, we've yet to even begin to grasp the understanding of, and other areas we've yet to discover. Your quest for knowledge and understanding will be unending and necessary as you transition from student pharmacists in a very short time to pharmacists. And for those of you counting, that's less than 3 years from now. Your journey requires you to couple your ever-growing knowledge, skills, and abilities to aid you in becoming a capable pharmacist. I know we've developed a top-tier, innovative PharmD curriculum that places you in patient care environments weekly for your first 2 years, frankly, unheard of in most PharmD programs across the United States. It prepares you to be actively engaged in direct patient care in all 3 years. As I've said before in the play Hamilton, and you may have heard me say this before in reference to the song, Being in the Room Where It Happens, I like to say at the MBW School of Pharmacy, we're the place where it happens. Many here today have heard me state that pharmacists are highly accessible yet vastly underutilized. The average person lives within 5 miles or less of the nearest pharmacy, which places our profession in a unique position to help America close the gap on patient access and bring greater affordability to healthcare costs. In my opinion, pharmacists are in fact the front door to access of primary care in our communities, and yes, in collaboration with other providers. Just this week in Pharm 550 in healthcare systems, you heard me state that in Wisconsin, pharmacists are in fact at parity with other providers and compensated by Medicaid, which just began this July 1st. As a profession, we need to continue to advocate for this access to pharmacists in our communities and medical centers for services provided by pharmacists, some here today. So as you go forth and engage with patients and their families and other healthcare providers wearing your soon-to-be white coat during your introductory pharmacy practice experiences that begin Friday, and for one of you that I just spoke with as soon as this Thursday afternoon, let me share some guiding principles for you to consider. First, number one, be confident. Look the part in your attire and your demeanor. Your white coat provides a light or a beacon, like a lighthouse, for others to seek you out, and they will. By wearing your white coat, you will intimate that you are a capable practitioner, albeit you're still in training, to contribute to the well-being of others. And yes, try to keep it white and clean if possible. Bring an attitude of curiosity and collaboration, yet founded in competence. Your patients, believe it or not, have access to the same clinical journals online and the websites that you do. Consumerism will continue to infiltrate healthcare, as Dr. Wiki says, but you have the scientific background to help them understand and make sense of real science. Remember, you are completing a doctor of pharmacy degree, and your tool belt is and will be filled with unique tools such as pharmacotherapy knowledge, pharmacogenomics, and essential patient care skills to complement the team. And lastly, be compassionate, yet impactful. Success is not measured in hours worked or prescriptions filled. It's measured in the lives of others touched and impacted. In the words of President Theodore Roosevelt, reflected upon his adolescent life as an asthmatic over 100 years ago, he stated, "People don't care how much you know. until they know how much you care. And now I will turn the program back to Dr. Elifai to introduce our next speaker.
Thank you, Dean McKinnon. I would like to introduce Ms. Christina Choi. She's a second-year pharmacy student, president of the Pharmacy Student Alliance, our student government and programming board here in the School of Pharmacy. Christina.
Thank you all so much for being here today this evening to support the class of 2027 during their white coat ceremony. My name is Christina Choi, and I am a second-year pharmacy student here at the Medical College of Wisconsin School of Pharmacy. I'm currently serving as the Pharmacy Student Alliance president, and I am pleased to be invited here today to address the class of 2027 and family and provide some words of encouragement. There's a term that is often used within the pharmacy world known as family. It is a combination of two words, pharmacy and family. When I first heard this word, I kind of cringed and thought it was just a funny play on words. However, being a year into pharmacy school has taught me that this term holds true. As you enter this new chapter of your life, I want you to know that you're not just joining a profession, you're joining a family, a community bound by a shared commitment to those who will care, support, and uplift one another. In your family, you will find mentors who will guide you when things get challenging, classmates who will become lifelong friends, and colleagues who will stand by your side through thick and thin. Just like a family, this community will be your backbone, offering encouragement during tough times and celebrating with you during your victories. I've had the pleasure of meeting the students in this cohort, and I've already witnessed your growth through the first 3 months of your time here. I'm pleased to say that I know you guys will all have many victories in your future. Today, your loved ones are also here, those who have supported you from the very beginning. They've watched you grow, they have been there for you through everything, and they are your original family. They will continue to be your foundation as you take on this role, just as your peers and professors will now be a part of your extended family. To the families and friends who are here today, thank you for your unwavering support. Your presence here signifies the strength and support behind these students. And to the students, the white coat you are about to receive is a symbol of your commitment and care to others, but it also serves as a reminder that you are not alone in this journey. Congratulations, class of 2024. Welcome to the world of pharmacy, and may your white coat stay white forever.
Thank you, Christina, for your greetings to the school, the class that follows you from the Student Alliance. As a fellow student pharmacist, your remarks certainly should resonate with your colleagues, and I loved your interplay of the family and family together. We wish you well in your last didactic year with us. And now, I'm delighted to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Eric Everton, a pharmacist, associate clinical scientist in oncology at Merck, father and husband. His wife, Sarah, has joined us here today. We're pleased that she's been able to join us. He's an associate principal scientist in the oncology lung indication area for Merck since 2020. He started a postdoctoral fellowship through Rutgers Pharmaceutical Industry Fellowship Program, working on non-small cell cancer to support a clinical scientist, as a support of clinical scientist, and eventually in May 2021, the lead clinical scientist. He's had the opportunity to manage critical internal committees, help develop program processes, and now leads a large umbrella study that involves multiple stages of treatment and types of mutational statuses of cancer. Before working in industry, he was first introduced to pharmacy at a high volume Walgreens, Rocky, I'm sure knows that, as a pharmacy technician and intern. He then obtained his Doctor of Pharmacy degree here from the Medical College of Wisconsin School of Pharmacy as part of the inaugural class of 2020, beginning here in 2017. And during pharmacy school, he worked in numerous hospital settings, including emergency medicine areas, palliative care, critical care, general medicine floors, and central pharmacy. After graduating pharmacy school during his fellowship at Merck, he also served as a co-chair on the Rutgers Teaching Committee to facilitate teaching opportunities to fellows at Rutgers University, and a co-chair on the Merck lead committee that organized company receptions and accommodations for attendees and candidates applying to that fellowship program for the following year. In his free time, Eric enjoys staying active through various sports, reading philosophy books, investing, and traveling. He also loves being a father to three. daughters and a husband, and enjoys playing whatever games his three daughters create and ask of him, I am sure. So, yes, he was seated here just 7 years ago while raising his family with his wife, Sarah. And if there was a Mount Rushmore for student pharmacists, he certainly would be worthy to be on it. So please join me in welcome Dr. Everton to the podium.
Hello. Hello. Hi. Well, thank you everybody for being here today. Thank you, Dr. McKinnon, for that introduction. And thank you to you and the MCW School of Pharmacy for the honor of being here today. And thank you to all of you pharmacists of the future for allowing me to share in this wonderful transition that you all are going through. It's great to see all of your bright, smiling young faces. And I really have to emphasize that word young right now because looking out amongst the crowd, it's becoming apparent to me that I'm not part of that category so much anymore. But when I was invited here today to talk to you all about what this means, I really had to take some time to consider what I could even offer you all, considering the fact that I graduated only 4 years ago. So I took a period of self reflection to remember my white coat ceremony and how I've grown since then. And what I realized was that who I was then and who I am now has changed significantly, in part due to the journey that you all are about to embark on. But why is that? What about a 3 year school period can be so significant as to drastically change somebody? Well, I think the oath that we're all taking today is part of that answer. So, the oath of the pharmacist mentions knowledge 3 times within its 8 lines. 3 times in 8 lines is a lot. In fact, there's no other concept that's mentioned more in the oath of the pharmacist. And I believe that's not a coincidence. Over the next 3 years, you all are going to have the primary focus of developing knowledge that'll be vital to your ability to help the patients that you seek to serve. And in that, that is going to be vital to your ability to succeed over these next 3 years. Now, when we're considering the importance of pharmacy school, the significance of that transition that you all are taking from becoming students to student pharmacists to eventually becoming pharmacists, my initial reaction to what would make that such a significant transition was the classic cliche of failure. However, failure as a general concept really only holds value if you are learning something from it. And many people will fail and simply do that. But you all, over the next 3 years, have the opportunity to utilize failure in order to improve your knowledge. Now, early in my first year of pharmacy school, I remember there was a particularly difficult exam that we had taken. I think it was probably biochemistry, which you all are probably familiar with. And I remember many of us had done a lot worse than what we had originally anticipated. And Dean McKinnon, as he often would, came down to our class and said something to us that really has stuck with me. Instead of talking to us about that classic cliche of failure, he said something that I think is truly profound. The goal is 100%, he said. The goal was 100%. Now, within the oath of the pharmacist, the first time that it mentions knowledge, it states that we will use our knowledge, experience, and skills to our best of our ability to assure optimal outcomes for all patients. And what that means is if we haven't gotten 100% at something, there's still knowledge to gain in order to meet that goal. Now, for much of your undergrad and for all of your grade school, it was okay to get something wrong and simply move on as long as you got a good grade. But here, you're training to be experts in order to help those that rely on you. And so the failures that you're going to go through in pharmacy school are a wonderful but obligatory opportunity for you to perfect your knowledge in service of your oath. So be intentional with your learning here. The knowledge that you have from this pharmacy program is going to be crucial to your ability to help those people you serve. But the oath, it does not stop there. The oath, it continues on to state that knowledge should be continued to be improved upon. And that's true for me. That's true for all of the pharmacists in this room. Now, since graduating, I've been able to dive back into some of my old hobbies. I have a little bit more time than you all might have in the next few years. And one of those hobbies, as Dean McKinnon mentioned, was reading philosophy. And one of my favorite philosophers, his name is Confucius. He was born in China in 551 BC. He stated that true knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. I'll say that again. True knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. Now, to me, it's astounding that knowledge as a concept has transcended thousands of years and generations of people. But more importantly, what he's saying there is that in order for us to improve, we have to know what it is we don't know. So, for us as pharmacists, it is our responsibility and our obligation to develop the act, the habit, the mindset of lifelong learning. So, build that habit over these next 3 years. New data is emerging all of the time, and I'm confident that many of you will help to discover and develop all of that new information that's coming out, and that will continue to assure that we can provide optimal outcomes for all patients. Now, those first two general concepts, the ability to build knowledge and the development of the habit of curiosity for knowledge, are really important to this next step because you all are student pharmacists. And the last time that it mentions knowledge in the oath is to state that we need to use our knowledge to train the next generation of pharmacists. So to keep that part of the oath from my end, I want to tell you all a story. Again, early in the first year, I had the opportunity to study with many different people in my class, but that's not how we started. One of the earliest instances that I remember this becoming something was I was studying for probably biochemistry, and I was walking through the hall outside of the classroom, and I saw two of my good friends now. Their names are Arslan Aslam and Gary Karagotsky. I remember it well, and I saw them in there, and they looked tired. They looked like they were studying, and so I walked in there just to see how things were going, and when I went in, they confirmed as much. They were tired. There were still things that they felt that they needed to nail down. And so I asked if I could join them to see if I could help with any of the things that they were still missing out on and to see if they could help me with the things that I was still hoping to gain. And I remember the next day, we actually got 100% on the quiz and our hard work had paid off. But I gained something unknowingly that was even more important and relevant for you all today. The goal that you guys have all set out on is a big goal. Taking on a pharmacy program, a doctoral program where you're taking in all of this subject matter that you've yet to see over a next 3 year period is not a small feat. And while that's going to take a lot of personal perseverance, it's also going to take support. So for those of you that you student pharmacists, look to your left, look to your right. All of those people that you're working with to get through that first session are going to be people that you need to lean on. They will be crucial to your ability to succeed over the next 3 years. Lean on them, challenge them, and succeed together. Those successes will be that much more rewarding. But your support doesn't end there. All of the people in this room represent people who want to see you succeed. Lean on them as well. This program is going to likely take a lot of your time, your energy, your focus, and all the while they will still be there to support you and make sure that you succeed. Now, I find that one of the most common traits of pharmacists that I've seen it having spent 3 years directly with pharmacies all the time and much time with them afterwards, a large majority of them are really accomplishment driven, and that can drive us to be really, really focused on getting the things that are right in front of us done. However, it is incredibly important to lean on that support in order to maintain a good quality of life to be able to get to that finish line. Now, the finish line in this case for you all is graduation, but the oath that we all are planning to take today is a lifelong commitment. So build your knowledge, develop the habit of lifelong learning, and lean on your support. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Everton, for taking the time to join us during the white coat ceremony and for giving the students such inspirational remarks. If you want to hear Dr. Everton more, we actually have his LinkedIn video. It's a 3-minute video, so you can watch it and you can hear more about his journey through pharmacy school. Upon matriculation, each Doctor of Pharmacy student is paired with a faculty member from the School of Pharmacy. That faculty member serves as the mentor for the student during their time at MCW. During today's ceremony, student pharmacists will be quoted by their faculty mentor or pharmacist faculty or pharmacist family member. We want to take a moment to thank our pharmacy school faculty for the important role they play in providing mentorship and guidance to our pharmacy students. Thank you. We have asked our student pharmacists to each identify particular individual or two who have helped them arrive at this significant moment in their professional lives. And you will hear from them when they come to be quoted. Class of 2027, now is the time that you have all been waiting for, the quoting. Dean McKinnon, students in the first row, I invite you to rise and move into your position to be quoted. Yes. Dr. Banel, please step forward to quote your mentees. Mustafa Al-Halabi.
Thank you for the support, everybody.
All right. Dr. Ghadir Asad and Dr. Arij Asad, please step forward to quote your sister. Shuruq Asad.
Thank you to my family for their love and support.
Lauren Bana.
Thank you to my family and my boyfriend Ryan for their continuous support.
Dr. Kramer, please step forward. Diego Borja.
I was initially an accountant and now I'm a student pharmacist. Life goes places.
Rachel Buckiewicz.
I'd like to thank my friends and family for their love and support.
Grace Crimmins.
I want to thank my family that's here and my family that's watching online and all my friends and classmates.
Drayton Doberstein.
Oh, it's a really low microphone. I'd just like to thank my family, my girlfriend Riley, and those of my family who are no longer here to see me now.
Dr. De Bishop, please step forward. Elizabeth Eilertson.
They moved it up right before a short person. I want to thank my friends and family for all the love and support through the years.
Hamdi Farah.
I want to thank all my friends and family that made it today.
Roberto Ferruschia.
I want to thank my friends, family, and my girlfriend Lily for their love and support. And I also want to thank Obata and Dr. Latourette, two of the pharmacists that helped and encouraged me to pursue a PharmD at MCW. So thank you.
Ariel Franitza.
Thank you to my family and all the others who have supported me along the way.
Dr. Dyer, please step forward. Nesreen Hashani.
First, I want to say thank you to God for all the blessings and opportunities I've had in my life thus far. Thank you to my parents and my sisters and everyone watching at home. I love you guys.
Samantha Halada.
I just wanted to say thank you to my friends and my family and to all my classmates who have now become some of my closest friends. Thanks for all the support.
Max Herman.
I'd like to thank Samira, my dad, and my grandparents for supporting me to where I am right now.
Amber Hooks.
I want to thank my friends and family for all the love and the support from moving from Michigan to Wisconsin, and this is my new home now. So.
Adhan Ibrahim Salim.
From 1 year ago, I had my heart surgery and now I'm here. So thank God and thanks for my dad and my mom for the support and thanks for my sibling that is watching me. And a big thank for Dr. Dyer and Dr. Afi for supporting the first 3 months and for always. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Dr. Latourette, please step forward. Amar Joseph.
Lost my voice. So bad, but I'm still gonna try because, I have to thank my family and oh my God, my voice is kind of coming back. Wow. I want to say alhamdulillah, thank God every day for being here. And thanks again, my parents are over there blowing me a kiss. I love you guys so much and thank you for always providing me everything I need. Mwah.
Azra Khan.
Thank you to my parents for all the sacrifices you've made for me, and thank you to my brother, my cousins, and my friends who are here today for me on this special day.
Corey Krugel.
Huge shout out and thank you to my parents, Oma, Opa, Reed and Cole back at home. You guys mean the world to me.
Dr. Leticia, please step forward. Benjamin Lash.
I just want to thank God, my family, and my friends for supporting me every step of the way. Thank you.
Winston Marcasa.
I just want to thank my parents, my brother, and my girlfriend for being here and all the support you've shown me so far.
George Medre.
Thank you.
Benjamin Meiselwitz.
I want to say thank you to my parents and grandma for being here tonight and the rest of my family for all their support.
Dr. Minshew, please step forward. Cheyenne Michelson.
Thank you to my friends and family for all of their support.
Dave Omar.
I want to thank my parents, my sister, my cousins, all my friends for coming out here and supporting me.
Dr. Moser, please step forward. Chad Peterson.
I would like to thank my mom and dad who are here today, my friends at home, and my lovely classmates. I love you guys.
Parker Rees Grimm.
I'd like to thank my parents and the rest of my family and friends who have supported me along the way.
Darlene Rivera.
Thank you to my family for all your love and support.
Helani Santos.
I'd like to thank my family, my friends back at Marquette, and I know without them, I definitely wouldn't be here today.
Dr. Pape, please step forward. Tyler Selinsky.
I would like to thank my family, both here with me today as well as virtually, the amazing faculty and staff at MCW, as well as Dr. Everton for his amazing keynote speech today.
Siham Shalah.
I'd like to thank my family, friends, and everyone who supported me. Thank you.
Ahmed Siddiqui.
I'd like to thank my mom and dad for their love and support and for all the sacrifices they made for me. Thank you, mom and dad.
Zinzi Sichebo.
I want to first say thank you to my parents, my mom and dad, my brothers. You guys love me by choice, and also you don't have a choice. But um, Hazel Nema, I know you're watching. Thank you. You're my sister, and my friend. I love you so much. And to Felix Mugwisi, you're my world. Thank you.
Raful Solan.
I'd like to thank my friends and family watching virtually and my girlfriend for being here today. Thank you.
Dr. Abu Rashid, please step forward. Bradley Townsend.
I'd like to thank my parents, my little brother for making it out tonight, and to all my friends and family back home, thank you guys for your support as well. I love all you guys, and I'm blessed to have you.
Samuel Trabitowski.
Thank you, Mom, Dad, and Michaela, all for joining me today. Thank you to my great classmates and faculty we have at MCW, as well as my friends and family back home.
Mai Vang.
Thank you to my family, friends, as well as my partner for coming. I'm so grateful to be supported by you guys. I love you guys so much.
Amber Villanueva.
Thank you to my family that is here and to my family who could not be. I miss you. To all my colleagues, let's continue to celebrate our victories.
Dr. Reed, please step forward. Jonathan Weindorf.
As my wise classmate said before me, thank you to God, thank you to my family here and away, and thank you to all of my new friends and family here. Hopefully.
Sarah Weindorf.
Hello. Thank you to God. Thank you to my family, especially my parents. Thank you to my brother, and thank you to all of my friends.
Dr. Gerges, please step forward. Matthew Wicks.
I want to thank my husband and my cousin for coming out here today. Thank you. Thank you to all my family up north and my classmates here. I love having you guys. And also thank you, Dr. Abarashid, for letting me give you your shot. And so hopefully your arm doesn't hurt tomorrow, okay? Keep it moving, okay?
Ashley Yang.
I want to thank my parents for being here, my friends who always supported me who aren't here, my family that's not here, and also my boyfriend G.
Class of 2027, congratulations, you got your white coats.
Well, certainly being last in the alphabet has its challenges, but I think giving you a few extra minutes on button your white coat was deserved after all these years. Again, what a wonderful sight to see from my vantage, to see what was not populated with white coats, which is white coats again. And so again, congratulations to all of you. It gives me great pleasure to invite our next speaker to the podium to lead us in the oath of a pharmacist. And that's Dr. John Muchka, who received his bachelor's degree in biochemistry. Seems to be a theme we're hearing here, right? From the University of Wisconsin-Madison, followed by his Doctor of Pharmacy degree from South University back in 2010, also a three-year PharmD program. Dr. Muchka is a seasoned clinical pharmacist with over 13 years of extensive experience in the healthcare field. Throughout his career, he has demonstrated a steadfast commitment to advancing pharmacy practice, mentoring young pharmacists, and improving patient care. In addition to his clinical work, John serves the community as co-founder and president of Farm to Tables, charitable organization. Under his visionary leadership, Farm to Tables has emerged as a driving force in promoting overall community health by helping to end food insecurity. Dr. John Muchka is a respected voice within the pharmacy community on local and national level. He currently serves on the Pharmacy Society of Wisconsin Board of Directors with me. He also represents the Wisconsin in the American Society of Health System Pharmacists House of Delegates. Through his active involvement in these organizations, he advocates for policies and initiatives that elevate the profession of pharmacy and enhance the quality of patient care on a local, national, and global scale. Outside of work, John loves spending time outdoors with his wife, Lindsay, and two young sons, Luke and Noah. We invite those pharmacists present here today in the auditorium, as well as those online, to join us virtually in the oath and recitation of the pharmacists. Dr. Mushka?
Thanks, George. Look at you guys. That is a sight to see. Class of 2027. Dr. Everton did a great job with his keynote speech, highlighting the importance of the oath that you're about to take. So are you guys ready? All right. You're going to read it with me, okay? Here we go. Everybody stand up. Raise your right hand. I promise to devote myself to a lifetime of service to others through the profession of pharmacy. In fulfilling this vow, I will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of suffering my primary concerns. I will promote inclusion, embrace diversity, and advocate for justice to advance health equity. I will apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes for all patients. I will respect and protect all personal and health information entrusted to me. I will accept the responsibility to improve my professional knowledge, expertise, and self-awareness. I will hold myself and my colleagues to the highest principles of our profession's moral, ethical, and legal conduct. I will embrace and advocate for changes that improve patient care. I will utilize my knowledge, skills, experiences, and values to prepare the next generation of pharmacists with the full realization of the responsibility with which I am entrusted by the. All right, you guys can be seated. So I did prepare a few words for the class of 2027. First, welcome to the club. You guys are in it. That's awesome. Today marks a significant milestone in your journey as future pharmacists. The white coat represents our role as healthcare providers. It signifies the knowledge we've gained, the ethical standards we must uphold, and the compassionate care we strive to deliver. As you step into your professional roles, be reminded of the lives you will touch and the responsibilities that you will carry. Our profession is in a transformational period. The profession of pharmacy today will look a lot different than the 3 years when you enter the workforce. You'll need to be nimble, innovative, and pivot when needed, but always keep the patient in mind when you're making those decisions. What's right for the patient is right for the profession. Always keep that as your true north. You've decided to partake in an accelerated program at MCW. I too completed an accelerated 3-year program. So I feel like I'm qualified to give you some unsolicited advice. Take care of yourself. You must be physically and mentally healthy before you can take care of others. You're going to have plenty of opportunities within these 3 years, and a lot will be asked of you. Say yes when you can. Say no if you have to, but take the time to think before you make that decision. The more you say yes, the more opportunities will come your way. Find a mentor. If you don't have one now, find one. Be a mentor. Be a mentor for the students that are coming up behind you. Ask for help when you need it and offer help if you think you can give it. It's going to be a rough 3 years. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be very challenging, but I promise you it's going to be worth it. You guys look great. Congratulations. I can't wait to see the great things that you do in the years to come. Thanks.
Thanks again, John, for those remarks. Spot on, and certainly you've walked in their shoes, and so you certainly gave some sage advice for them. So as we come to our closing ceremony, class of 2027, we are indeed educating healthcare providers that are pharmacists of the future. And as Dr. Muchka alluded to, you're going to have to be nimble and innovative. And those are some of the words that we live by, our 4 words: learn, innovate, advocate, and engage. And certainly if you embody that as you go forward, I'm sure the future, as he envisions and speaks to others about, will be bright for all of you. So in closing, I want to acknowledge all of our faculty and staff that helped to support today's event with your loved ones present, also participating here or online. So faculty and staff, please stand up. Let's give yourself a round of applause. I just want to also digress in my closing statements that, as I mentioned, they had some training for their immunizations earlier today. As you heard, no HIPAA violation here with an individual. But to be clear, it's a well orchestrated event that we take on every year. And it takes all those faculty and staff that were here. It is like an orchestra. We have 4 rooms, 2 floors, multiple faculty, multiple pharmacists, multiple staff making this happen. And I want to applaud to the students that really embraced it this year in terms of making it really go off without a hitch. So again, thank you. But this is being prepared, that skill set for what lies in front of you as you begin your clinical rotations, your first this Friday, which is probably sooner than in most schools of pharmacy in the country. So in closing, again, I want to thank you for participating in this white coat ceremony for the class of 2027. And I'll now turn the mic back to Dr. Elifay. Hopefully she's regained her voice. I'm not sure she's going to be any more higher stature here for final comments.
Again, congratulations, class. Looking forward to seeing you next session.